How would you feel if I told you that your DNA matches DNA that we found on Mindy's body?
I'd be like, that wasn't true, so I know I wasn't there.
This is 34-year-old Alfonso Mo Gibbs, a corrections officer at the Barnes County Jail. Right now, he thinks he's here to take a polygraph to help eliminate himself as a suspect. He has no idea the DNA results are already back. On September 13, 2006, 22-year-old college senior Mindy Morgenstern was found dead on the floor of her apartment in Valley City, North Dakota. Her throat had been cut with a knife, a belt wrapped around her neck, and her body drenched in pine sol. Mindy lived in a small apartment building near her university. Nothing was taken, no sign of a break-in. But Mindy didn't go quietly. She scratched her attacker, clawing his skin hard enough to trap his DNA under her fingernails. It was the last thing she ever did, and it was the one thing that would catch her killer. Police collected DNA from every suspect. The ex-boyfriend, cleared. His father, cleared. Her current boyfriend, cleared. Every person on the list, eliminated. Then the database hit came back. The DNA under Mindy's nails matched an unsolved sexual assault from Fargo, 2004. The victim of that attack survived, and she told police her attacker was an African-American male, over 6 feet, over 200 pounds. That description matched one person in Mindy's building. Not a suspect, not a stranger. A corrections officer living one floor below her, with a pregnant wife at home. A man who had quietly changed his name in 2005. Before that, he was Glendale Morgan Jr., convicted at 19 for a drive-by shooting, 5 years in prison, gang ties in California. Nobody in Valley City knew any of it. Police didn't arrest him. They invited him to the station to help with the investigation. He walked in relaxed, shook hands, and agreed to everything they asked. Watch how calm he stays for the next 2 hours. Watch how he answers every question without flinching. And watch the exact moment he realizes he's not going home.
There are just so many people involved here. You know, names have come up, and you being law enforcement and everything, we say, well, we'll start with Mo. He'll set the example for everybody. Do you have any problem with taking a polygraph or anything?
No, I don't.
Okay. I appreciate that because it's going to help us a lot.
Not a problem.
Okay. You know, one of the other things too that we ask before we start this, and I ask this to everybody, just because you're law enforcement, you don't have any weapons on you or anything like that, do you?
Sure, my phone and my keys.
Oh, okay.
No.
Nothing else on?
No.
Okay. Good enough. I appreciate you doing this, and like I said, you know, other people are going to complain about us asking them to take it, but we can say, hey, we started with a law enforcement officer and he didn't have any problem doing it. Good. Good. Have you ever taken a polygraph before?
Never.
Okay. Let me explain to you what's going to happen here, and it's probably a lot scarier than it actually looks here. I haven't really hurt anybody with this thing yet, okay?
Yeah.
Here's what's going to happen. First thing I need to do is get some background information from you, the usual things, birth date, address, you know, just general information like that. Next thing I need is background information, or health information, relative information. I'll go through where you've lived in the past and just general questions like that. I've got some health questions, see if you've had any illnesses that are going to affect the outcome of this. Then I got 2 forms that I need you to sign. One is a form saying that you're taking this voluntarily. Nobody's forcing you into it.
Okay.
And you are taking it voluntarily.
Yeah.
Okay. And the second one is a statement of rights. I'll just explain your rights to you. You know all about those. And after that, what I'm just going to do is just pick your brain about the issue with Mindy up there.
Okay.
And it'll just be a general interview, you know, just like the other guys did out there. You know, just general questions.
Okay.
And what's going to be important is that you're honest with me. Because if you're honest with me, I'll get you through this thing.
Okay.
Fine. And I don't see you're going to have any problem. But based on what you tell me, I'm going to make up 10 questions to ask you.
Okay.
And they'll be yes or no type questions. And I will go over the questions with you ahead of time, so you're going to know exactly what they are.
Okay.
Okay? I want you to feel comfortable with the questions. And then after we review the questions, what you'll be doing is sitting right here with your left hand up on the table,
Mhm.
and I'll get you hooked up to the polygraph. Now, let me explain the different parts to you.
Okay.
These two tubes right here, they're called pneumo tubes. One will go in your stomach area, one will go on your upper chest.
Okay.
Okay? These two things right here, they're called finger plates. And they'll go on two fingers of your left hand like so, and your left hand will be flat on the table.
Okay.
And this is the blood pressure cuff, just like the doctor uses. It'll go on your left arm. The only difference is it's going to stay inflated for maybe 5 to 6 minutes at a time. So by the end of that time, your fingers may start to tingle a little bit.
Okay.
But hopefully it won't be too uncomfortable for you.
That's fine.
I'll say the questions are about to begin. In about every 25 seconds, I'll ask you one of the questions we have gone over.
Okay.
We'll go through the 10 questions. I'll take the arm cuff off, let you get circulation back in your arm. I'll take a look at the chart, and then we'll probably have to do them about 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
Okay, you okay with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Do I need to take my sweatshirt off or?
Yeah, why don't you do that? Can you shut your cell phone off too, please, so it's not ringing in the middle of this? Great. Got any more stuff clicked on you?
No.
Do you understand why we're asking you to take polygraph?
I mean, to eliminate? I guess.
Right. And you understand the issue that we're dealing with?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and what's your understanding of the issue that we're dealing with?
What's my understanding?
Yeah.
I mean, somebody was murdered.
Yeah, okay. And that person was Mindy Morgenstern, right? Okay. And did you have anything to do with that?
No.
Okay. You know, I didn't think you probably would, being in law enforcement and all that kind of thing.
Mhm.
From doing these type of investigations for several years, I've been doing polygraphs for several years. The person that would probably do something like this probably has hurt people in the past. And I know you've gotten in assaults and that, but
Mhm.
Other than that, they probably have a history of hurting people or forcing women to have sex with them or hurting people they love or things like that. And you're not any of those people, are you?
No.
Yeah. I know you said you've had some problems in the past, but that was a long time ago. When did you first move into that apartment?
I would say our 6 months lease just ended in October. The first October was in, so I want to say April, but I'm not exactly sure.
Okay.
I believe it was April 1st we actually moved in.
Okay.
Mo Gibbs didn't just live in this building. He was a corrections officer at the Barnes County Jail. Trusted to guard inmates, carry keys, wear a badge. What nobody in Valley City knew was that Mo Gibbs wasn't his real name. He was born Glenn Dale Morgan Jr. in California. At 19, a drive-by shooting, 5 years in prison, gang ties. He changed his name, moved to North Dakota, and got hired by the same system that was supposed to catch people like him.
Okay. Prior to that, where were you living at?
We were living at
When did you? I know you said you were living in Fargo for a while. Do you remember about when you moved here to Valley City?
It might have been February, I believe.
February of this year?
Of
05.
05.
Okay. And you were living in Fargo before that?
Yes.
Okay. You weren't married when you came here?
No.
Okay. Had you been married before you got married this time?
I was married before, but
Oh, really?
not like, I was already divorced. I got divorced in
Oh, okay.
97.
Okay,
But I mean-
and I didn't ask you earlier, but you had been married previous to this
Yes.
marriage here?
Yes.
Okay, and you got divorced when?
In 97.
Okay. And that was, where was the divorce at?
The final decree came out of Chicago.
Okay. You know, if you had to describe yourself, the kind of person that you are, how would you describe yourself?
Easygoing, I guess. Laid back.
You know, and I know you've had, you know, again, back when you were 18 and earlier than that, I know you had some problems, but you consider yourself basically an honest person?
Yes.
Okay. And you wouldn't be the type to hurt anybody or anything?
No.
Okay. Okay, so you moved into that apartment building in April. Did your wife live with you right away at that point?
Yes.
Your current wife moved
Yes.
in with you right away?
We were living together in the house before that.
Okay. So how long have you lived together then?
Since I moved here in February.
All right. Did you know your wife prior to moving here?
Yeah. We were dating. I was living in Fargo.
Okay.
So it was, you know, we were trying to make things work, and it was like, you know, why don't you just move up here, and I can go to school here. So that's what made me move up here.
All right. Now you moved into the apartment over there. Did you know who Mindy was?
Yes, I knew her. She worked with my wife's sister.
Okay, your wife's sister is,
Yeah, but she's in Kent right now. She goes to school in Kent.
okay. So you met Mindy through,
Yes.
so did you know Mindy well enough that you were on a first name basis? You talked to each other all the time?
Well, no, we didn't talk to each other all the time. It was in passing. Like, we would see each other pass and be like, hey, you know, how you doing?
Mm-hmm.
But it was no long conversations.
Oh,
Nothing
okay,
like that.
okay. But you know, did she know your name?
Yeah, I would believe so.
Okay.
Because she knows my wife.
Okay.
So, you know, they know the whole family.
Did you guys get together and visit at all?
Like, just to go out and hang out?
Well, you know, even in the apartment building.
No, we never hung out. I mean, I went to her place one time, and that was probably either a week and a half or 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
And that was just because she was coming home and she was holding her pants, holding a laundry basket and her book bag. And
Oh,
I helped,
okay.
you know, me and were leaving, so I
Okay.
helped her up to her apartment.
Okay.
And that was it.
Okay.
But other than that,
So that's the only time you've ever been up in her
That's-
apartment was
yes.
about a week and a half.
yes.
And that was for how long of a period, do you think?
5 minutes at the most. You know, just, you know, help her get her stuff in. She thanked me, and she's like, you know, I always see you around. I was like, yeah, I see you around too. And she was, you know, Tiana's getting so big, because, you know, everybody knows. So,
Sure.
she's like, getting so big, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then other than that, you know, I've never been up there other than that.
Yeah. Okay. Was Mindy ever in your apartment?
No. Not that I mean, if she was there with my wife when I was
Okay.
at work, I don't know, but
Okay.
not to my knowledge, she wasn't.
What, you know, I know you've given a couple statements as far as what you recall happening on that day where you were at. Can you just run through that again?
Well, and this, I've been talking with my wife because I might have my days mixed up on which, but I know now that me and her talked about it, I left the apartment at 11:30 with her, because she has to be at work at 12:30 that day, and we went to lunch. So then I dropped her off at work at around 12:35, and I came back to the apartment, and I got to the apartment between 12:45 and 1 o'clock.
Where'd you guys go to lunch at?
I'm gonna guess and say, but you know,
Okay.
it's, you know, we do so many things. It's
Sure.
just hard to remember.
Well, yeah, that's a week down the road here, and I know I have a lot of problems remembering what I did this morning.
Yeah. So, but if I had to pick, I would say, but
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure if that's where we went. but we go somewhere almost every day.
Uh-huh.
But I remember, dropping her off and then coming back.
Okay, you dropped her off at work?
Yes, at work.
And where's that at? And then you went back to the apartment building?
Yes.
Okay, so what time do you think you got back to the apartment building?
I said between 12:45 and 1 o'clock.
Were you, after you dropped your wife off, were you alone?
I was with.
Oh, I was with you.
Yes.
Okay, what do you remember when you got back to the apartment building? Anything,
The only thing I remember, Mindy's car being parked there, and I remember a black truck being parked across the street.
Nobody asked him about Mindy's car. The detective asked what he remembers when he got back to the apartment. Mo could have said nothing. Instead, he volunteers exactly where her car was parked, and that it wasn't in her usual spot. Why would a man who had no contact with her that day notice where her car was? Investigators call this guilty knowledge, details that only matter to someone tracking the victim's movements. He's telling them he knew she was home.
Where was Mindy's car parked?
Like right in front of the building.
So it would have been
Facing a water treatment place.
and a black truck across the street.
Yes, and I was facing the opposite way.
Okay, so what do you remember after that about anything? Anything out of the ordinary?
After I parked there,
Yeah.
nothing. I mean, I was in the apartment for maybe 5 or 10 minutes. I just grabbed some more stuff and then went to her parents' house.
Okay, so you were still in the process of moving, is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
I've been moving all week and still
Okay.
moving.
Okay. So you get back there, you park, and you just run into your apartment for
Yeah,
10 minutes, you said?
tops.
And did you just make like one trip out to the car or a couple?
This time?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just one trip out. I went in, went inside, and I think I grabbed a couple lamps or something. I don't even remember what I
Okay.
grabbed. It was just, I grabbed some things and then went to her parents' house.
Okay, so you were at the apartment building for a total of how long, do you think?
That time?
Yeah.
10 minutes at the most.
Okay. Okay, what about, backing up, what about earlier in the morning?
Well, me and my wife were both there.
Okay, you and your wife were both at that
When we
apartment?
left at 11:30, we were going to lunch.
Okay, so you left from there to go to lunch?
Yes. And that's why I was saying I might have my days mixed up because when I was talking to the other I was saying, I went to go pick her up because that's what I usually do.
Mm-hmm.
But on that day, she didn't go into work till 12:30 because I had to work the night before.
Okay, is that her usual shift?
That's what I'm saying. It is because now that she doesn't go to daycare, I keep her
All right.
the majority of the time. But when I work, she doesn't go into work until 12:30. But if I don't work, then she goes at regular time, which is
Okay.
8:30 or 9:30. And that's why I was saying I didn't know if it was one of those days but I just knew she always usually goes to work at 12. So that even if she's there or not there, I either go pick her up at 12. That's what I meant. I go
Okay.
pick her up at 12. But on this day, we left the house at 11:30 to go eat lunch.
Okay. Now, that morning, did you see Mindy around the apartment building at all?
No, I was asleep. I had to work the night before. So.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you worked the night before. What shift or what time did you
I
get up?
worked 7 to 7.
Oh, okay.
7 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Is that your normal shift, 7 to 7?
7 to 7.
Okay. Okay, so what time do you think you got up that morning then?
I believe it was close to 11:30. I mean,
Okay,
you know, it's
So
because it's kind of hard because you know all the days get
Yeah,
mixed up
yeah,
with me,
yeah.
and I don't know. You know, I'm assuming we left at 11:30.
No.
You know, it could be 11:30, or we could have left at 12.
Okay.
You know, I don't.
Okay. So you didn't see Mindy at all that day?
No, I didn't see her at all that day.
What about like the day before? Do you remember seeing her around?
No. I mean, it might go, you know, 2-3 weeks before I see her. Like,
Oh, okay,
Come
so-
in, you know, it's not like I see her every single
Oh,
day.
so it's not a daily thing where
No.
you guys bump into each
No.
other or anything
It's,
like
you
that?
know, just on coincidence, you know, if I'm leaving and she's coming in or she's coming in.
Okay. Okay, when you came home after you dropped your wife off,
Mm-hmm.
anything unusual that you noticed in the apartment building?
And here, I mean, from what I try to remember, because I remember the pine saw smell.
Pine Sol, the exact chemical that was poured over Mindy's body to destroy DNA evidence. Nobody told him about Pine Sol. Nobody asked about smells. He brought it up on his own and immediately explained it away. The manager was cleaning upstairs, he says. The door was open, but that apartment was directly between his and Mindy's. He's smelling the cleaner he used on a crime scene and giving a reason for it before anyone even asks. The problem is, nobody told him there was anything to explain.
But I don't remember if it was that time when I went right there, or because I made a couple trips back and forth.
Uh-huh.
So it could have been that time when I came back, just dropping her off, or the next time that I came back. But I remember a pine saw smell,
Okay.
and I thought it was the manager cleaning the apartment upstairs because that door was open, and I seen she had rang my doorbell, so I thought she was cleaning upstairs.
Okay, which door do you remember seeing open?
The one right on top of me, I don't know the number, but
Okay.
we stay on the one downstairs. If you go up the first steps in that first door, it was open.
So it'd be the one right above you was
The
open?
one right above me. So I thought she was cleaning out because those people had just moved out.
Okay, anything else that you remember during that time period?
Nope.
Okay, and so you were there 10 minutes and left.
And left.
You went to,
Parents' house.
okay, and how long were you there?
For about an hour.
Okay, and after that,
Then I went back to the apartment and loaded the truck again.
when you say truck, what?
I have a Blazer.
Okay. Okay, how long do you think you were in your apartment during that trip?
That time it probably had been another 20 minutes.
Did you see anything out of the ordinary during that trip?
Nope. I didn't, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary the whole day. And, you know, I was back and forth.
Okay, so what time was it about, do you think, when you went back on the second trip?
I would have to say probably about 2:15.
Okay, so you load up the truck and then,
And I go back to her parents' house.
what do you do there again?
I unloaded the truck. And then I went, that time I probably stayed for probably another hour because I was talking to her dad when he left.
Okay,
And then I went back, loaded the truck again.
back again?
Yeah.
So what time is it, do you think, when you got back there the third time?
I would say it would have to be 4:30 because I stayed at her parents' house, so it was time to go get.
Right. Okay, were you by yourself?
I was with the whole time.
With you on all the trips back and forth?
She doesn't go to daycare anymore, so
Okay.
I have her.
So I was thinking maybe you left her at
No.
your parents' place. Okay, so when you went back the third time, how long do you think you spent there?
another 20 minutes. Because there's nothing, I mean, there's not even a TV in there.
Okay.
So I just, grabbed the boxes that I need to grab, put it in the truck and left.
Then to his parents.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Was that the last trip for the day?
Yes. Got off work at 5:30.
Okay. Did you have to pick her up?
Yes.
Okay, so you go back at the third trip, you're at the apartment, back to parents' place, and then from there you go pick up.
Yes.
And what'd you do then after you pick her up?
I think we went to go eat. I'm not sure. But I know we went back to the apartment afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So we either went to go eat and then back to the apartment, or we just went right back to the apartment.
Were you still staying at the apartment, sleeping there?
Yes.
Okay. But either way, if you didn't go out to eat, you ended up back at the apartment.
Yes.
Okay. Did you see Mindy around at all during the afternoon?
No.
You didn't see Mindy at all that evening?
No.
Okay. Sometime evidently that evening then things must have started happening around there.
Well, and we didn't even, notice. They said they were screaming and yelling up and down the hallway. We didn't hear none of that.
Okay.
I was putting sleep maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock, and I happened to see flashing lights. So I looked out the window like, oh, police are outside. They must have pulled somebody over right in front of the building. So then looked out the window and said, nah, something else going on out there. So she went outside and then came back in and told me what happened. But we didn't even hear nothing. We had the air conditioner going and the TV going.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't, they said they were out there screaming. We didn't hear it.
Okay. Okay. Did somebody talk to you that evening then? Do you remember? Somebody interview you or
Interview? No.
or anybody talk to you at all that evening?
I mean, we were standing outside with everybody,
Mm-hmm.
cause I put her in bed and then we walked outside, and we were talking. A lady from upstairs came and was talking to us, but as far as police and anything like that, nobody talked to us.
Okay. When was the first time that anybody did talk to you?
The next morning, an officer knocked on the door and asked, "Did I see anything?"
Now, during that day that you were moving all your stuff around in and out and that, did you see anybody out of the ordinary in the building?
Nope. I didn't see nobody in the building.
None of the other
Nope.
people that lived there or anything? I'll send you on your way over there.
Oh, it was
Oh,
caught my
okay.
pants leg. I didn't want to
Okay.
pull it out.
Okay. Okay, so you found out previous evening, your wife evidently found out and told you what happened.
Yeah.
What was your reaction?
Well, at first I didn't really know who she was talking about, because we know each other, but we don't really know each other like that.
Uh-huh.
She was just like, the little girl said somebody got killed upstairs. Then she went back out, and I was just like, wow, in this building. I was
Yeah.
just like, so then she came back in and was like, it's Mindy, and then I was trying to calm her down because she's pregnant, and I didn't want nothing to happen to her.
Who's pregnant?
My wife's
Your
pregnant.
wife. Okay.
So then I was just like, this is crazy,
Yeah.
So then that's when we walked outside, and, they were telling us, her friend found her, and she's screaming and yelling up and down the hall. I was like, when was she screaming and yelling? I was like, we didn't hear that. We've been in the apartment all day. And she was like, well, she just found her right a little while ago. And I was like, we didn't even hear that. I just seen
Yeah.
flashing lights. So.
Yeah. Okay. What did you find out happened?
Just that she got killed. We didn't, I mean, I heard stories, after that.
Yeah.
I mean, but
What kind of stories have you heard?
that first it was she committed suicide, and then it was somebody killed her, and then just a little story like, oh, it was this person and some guy wandering down the highway,
Mm-hmm.
just little stories, but I don't really pay attention to them.
Okay. So do you have any idea how she died? Did anybody tell you exactly how she died?
No, not exactly how she died.
Okay, so you have no idea.
Well, they said that her throat got cut.
Okay.
And, that's what
Uh-huh.
I heard on. I think they said it on TV or somebody. I think somebody told us that her throat got cut.
Okay.
And that was.
Okay.
And then I think I read in the paper where they said the results of the autopsy was a knife wound to the throat or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, but other than that, any other details anybody's told you or you heard or anything?
No.
You gave somewhere this last week, I think they took a DNA sample from you, is that correct?
Yeah.
And you didn't have any problem giving that, did you?
No.
And I know they said that you were more than willing to.
Oh, I didn't have a problem with it.
Good. Is there anything else that you can remember from that day?
No.
From your apartment is on the lower level, you said?
Yes.
Which corner?
The left hand. When you walk in the door, you go down the steps and it's the first door to the
Okay, so it'd be like the southwest corner.
south and west.
Okay. From your apartment, can you see out the window where she usually parks and that?
If I have the windows open, I can.
Okay.
Like, well, you can probably see her legs walking by. Like,
Oh, all right.
but I mean, you would have to be standing up to look out the window.
Does she usually park in the same place all the time?
Not where she was parked that day. She usually parks across the street, like in front of where that black truck was.
All right.
Like it was on the other side today. I guess because there wasn't nobody there.
All right. Okay, just so I have this correct now. That day, on the 13th, September 13th, that was last Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
you didn't see her at all?
No.
Didn't see her come in or leave or anything like that, meet her in the hallway or anything?
No. When I got there, her car was already parked there.
Okay. And you didn't see her, when do you think the last time was that you had saw her prior?
It was that week and a half ago when I.
The week and a half ago.
Yeah.
So you haven't seen her for about 10 days, though?
Yeah.
Okay. And you said you've been in her apartment once?
Once.
And was that the last time you saw her?
That was the last time I saw her. Yeah.
Okay, so there's no other contact or?
Nope.
No conversations?
And like I said, any time before that, it was just a, hi. It was no stop and talk. It was just a hi, bye.
All right. Okay, anything else that I need to know right now
As far as what?
about anything that happened that day?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna make up some questions here. Why don't you just sit and relax, get this going with. What's your birthday again?
8/10/72.
And that makes you 34, right?
Yes.
So that day, you were moving back and forth, and I think sometime in there you said you visited with your father-in-law, or Mindy's father.
Oh, no, not Mindy's father.
Mindy's
Yeah.
father, I'm sorry, father.
Yes.
Um, father. Uh, what about during that time period, that when you came over there over noon hour, was there anybody else that saw you there that you can remember?
Came over to where?
When you went over after you dropped your wife off and you went back to the apartment, was there anybody that saw you over there during
At the apartment?
Yeah. Anybody in the building you said hi
Not
to?
that, no, I don't really speak to them.
Is there anybody over there that you nobody?
No, so.
A real close building, is that what you're saying?
Well, not for me, I don't speak to them. But I don't really speak to a lot of people, so.
Have you ever had any problems with anybody over there?
No.
How old were you when this assault in the Navy happened?
19, 20?
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's before you were 21, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's about to happen is not a standard polygraph. The examiner is going to ask Mo 10 yes or no questions, standard procedure. But then he's going to do something unusual. He's going to ask Mo 8 questions about how Mindy was killed. Specifically, what was wrapped around her neck. Rope, bra, pants, nylons, shoelace, belt, hose, clothes hanger. Mo is supposed to answer no to all of them because he claims he has no idea how she died. But the polygraph will measure what his mouth won't say. And one of those 8 words is going to change everything.
these are the questions I'm gonna ask you. Now, they're not necessarily gonna be in the same order, but these will be the questions, and I'll go over them with you now, and I'm gonna need a yes or no answer on each one of them, okay?
Okay.
Regarding Mindy's death, do you intend to truthfully answer those questions?
Oh, you want me to answer now?
Yeah.
Yes.
On September 13th, did you physically harm Mindy and cause her death?
No.
Did you injure Mindy and cause her death?
No.
Okay, now these next three you have to listen carefully to, but you should be able to answer no to these, because you said you haven't done these in the past. Between the ages of 21 and 33, do you remember hurting someone on purpose?
No.
During the first 21 years of your life, do you remember hurting someone who loved you?
No.
During the first 33 years of your life, do you remember forcing a girl to have sex with you?
No.
Is this the month of September?
Yes.
Do you believe me when I promise you I won't ask a question we haven't gone over word for word?
Yes.
Even though I promised you I would not, are you afraid I'll ask a question we haven't gone over word for word?
No.
Okay, those are the questions. You okay with them?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, do you have a chair? Let's use that chair there, it's a little bit higher. Chair right there. Okay, what I'm gonna need is for you to have your feet flat on the floor. The other thing is, once I get you hooked up here and I tell you the question's about to begin, you have to make sure you don't move around, you have to sit still,
Okay.
all right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you raise your arms up, lean forward for me, please? Just lean forward a little bit. Okay? This next one here will go on your upper chest. If you can raise your arms up for me. Okay. Loosen this a little bit. Put your hand down. You can put your arm down. Now I'll tell you after I put pressure into the cuff, okay? And after I do, I'm gonna reach over and massage the cuff to equal out the pressure, so don't jump out of the chair when I do that, okay?
Okay.
All right. Just remember, just look straight ahead. Okay, I'm gonna put pressure into the cuff. Okay, the question's about to begin. Is this the month of September?
Yes.
promise you I won't ask a question we haven't gone over word for word.
Yes.
Regarding Mindy's death, do you intend to truthfully answer those questions?
Yes.
Between the ages of 21 and 33, do you remember hurting someone on purpose?
No.
On September 13th, did you physically harm Mindy and cause her death?
No.
During the first 21 years of your life, do you remember hurting someone who loved you?
No.
Did you injure Mindy and cause her death?
No.
During the first 33 years of your life, do you remember forcing a girl to have sex with you?
No.
Even though I promised you I would not, are you afraid I'll ask a question we haven't gone over word for word?
No.
Okay, relax. How's your arm doing?
Still no.
I'll take that off, let you move your arm around a little bit.
That was 10 questions.
What's that?
That was 10 questions.
About 9, I think. See if we go fast.
Only seemed like 5.
Mo has now sat through 2 full rounds of polygraph questions. He answered every question calmly. He didn't fidget, didn't sweat, didn't ask for a lawyer. For the past 45 minutes, he's been the picture of cooperation. A fellow law enforcement officer just doing his part. But the examiner saw something Mo couldn't control. On 2 questions, did you physically harm Mindy? And was it a belt? His body reacted. In a few minutes, the examiner is going to sit across from Mo and tell him what the machine found. And for the first time in this interview, Mo is going to have to explain something he can't talk his way out of.
to go through another chart?
Yeah.
Okay. Turn down. Be the same questions again, the order may just be a little bit different. Put pressure into the cup. Questions about to begin? Is this the month of September?
Yes.
Do you believe me when I promise you I won't ask a question? We haven't gone over word for word.
Yes.
Regarding Mindy's death, do you intend to truthfully answer those questions?
Yes.
Between the ages of 21 and 33, do you remember hurting someone on purpose?
No.
Did you injure Mindy and cause her death?
No.
During the first 21 years of your life, do you remember hurting someone who loved you?
No.
On September 13th, did you physically harm Mindy and cause her death?
No.
During the first 33 years of your life, do you remember forcing a girl to have sex with you?
No.
Even though I promised you I would not, are you afraid I'll ask a question? We haven't gone over word for word.
No.
You said you have no idea how Mindy died or anything, is that correct? Other than what you
Well,
heard,
other
that
than
she
what
had
I've
her,
heard.
had her throat cut, but other than that, you wouldn't have any idea of anything that happened
No.
to her?
No.
Okay. You have no idea if, you know, she was tied up or she was assaulted?
Well, I've heard it wasn't a assault.
Okay, but you don't know, you shouldn't know, was she tied up or anything like that?
No.
Okay, you don't know if she was, suffocated with a blanket or anything like that, or with a plastic bag, or whether she was choked or anything like that?
No.
Okay. So, if I told you she was also choked with something, you wouldn't have any idea what that item should be, should you?
No.
Okay. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make up another 8 questions. And what they're gonna be are different things that she could have been choked with.
Okay.
And, again, I'll go over them with you, and only the person that was actually in there should know that, and, you know, you weren't in there, so you shouldn't know any of this.
Okay.
All right? Just relax there a little bit, and I'm gonna make up some more questions. Okay, these are gonna be the questions I'm gonna ask you. You said you have no idea, other than you heard her, no idea how she died, other than she had her throat cut?
Yes.
Okay. If there was something wrapped around her neck, I'm gonna give you 8 choices here. And you should have no idea what was wrapped around her neck. Do you?
No.
Okay. These are the 8 choices, and I'm gonna need an answer on each one of these as I go through them, okay?
Okay.
Here are the way the questions are gonna go. Which of the following items was wrapped around Mindy's neck? A rope,
So am I supposed to answer yes or no to it?
That's correct. How are you gonna answer it?
So do I answer like, is this what it was, or I don't know?
That's, well, either, I need a yes or no answer. Basically, you're gonna have to answer it no if you don't know.
Oh, no?
You know, if you do know, you have to answer yes.
Okay, no.
Okay? Okay, which of the following items is wrapped around Mindy's neck? A rope?
No.
A bra?
No.
A pair of pants?
No.
A pair of nylons?
No.
A shoelace?
No.
A belt?
No.
A hose?
No.
A clothes hanger?
No.
Those are gonna be the questions. All right?
Okay.
All right. And these questions will go a little bit faster.
Okay.
Okay, you can have your feet flat on the floor again.
Mhm.
Put your arms down. Put pressure into the cuff. The question's about to begin. Which of the following items was wrapped around Mindy's neck? Okay, now you're gonna have to restart that. Okay, the question's about to begin again. Which of the following items was wrapped around Mindy's neck? A rope?
No.
A bra?
No.
A pair of nylons?
No.
A shoelace?
No.
A belt?
No.
A hose?
No.
clothes hanger?
No.
Okay, close. Okay, I'll just pull your chair up over here.
Catch what time it is?
It is about 10 to 5. Gonna be someplace?
It's all 45:30.
Okay. Okay, how do you think you did?
I passed.
Well, there's a little bit of indication there that something is bothering you about this, and I guess I just want to try and get it resolved.
Bothering me about what?
Well, like for example, you claim you didn't know anything about what was wrapped around her neck and that, but yet when I asked you about the belt, you really reacted to it, and I guess I'm just sort of wondering why that was.
I just answered, truthfully. I don't know.
Okay. You consider yourself a pretty honest person, right?
Yes.
And how much did you know about Mindy?
Not a whole lot. Just, the little stories I hear from talking.
Like what kind of stories?
She's dingy and,
Sort of sounds like she went out with a lot of guys and hit on a lot of guys too. Did you ever see that?
I've only even known her with one person.
Oh, okay.
And that was just because, that's who they said it was her boyfriend.
Sure.
So, but I mean, other than that, I don't know about her personal life.
Okay. But, just to go back over what you told me, you had no contact with her at all that day, you said?
That day, no.
Okay. Nothing the day before? You said, in fact, you haven't seen her for like 10 days, you said?
Yes.
Okay. And you've only been in the apartment the one time, you said. That was when you helped her carry the stuff up or whatever.
Yes.
And since then, you haven't been in the apartment?
No.
Why, and I'm still trying to understand why you were reacting to the questions, and as far as causing Mindy's injuries, there seemed to be something there that was bothering you a little bit.
I couldn't, I don't know nothing about it. Just,
Okay.
the stuff that I hear.
Yeah.
And as far as anything else, I wasn't there, so.
Yeah.
It's not bothering me that I know,
Uh-huh.
because I know I wasn't there.
Okay.
So.
Okay, and you're positive that nobody told you anything else about the crime scene as far as how she died or anything like that? There isn't anything that you know?
Well, I hear, people have said, this is what happened, this is what happened, but as far as how true that goes, I can't say for sure, because they say nobody knows, but, I heard stories, but as far as what actually happened, I don't know.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I've heard several different ways,
Okay.
but
Have you ever been in that apartment other than the time you told me about?
no.
Did you have any type of relationship going with Mindy or anything?
None whatsoever.
And I know you just got married, and you may be afraid to talk about it, but if you did, we need to know about it so we can
None
explain the reactions here.
None whatsoever.
Okay. Did you see her at all that day?
Not that day,
Something
no.
was bothering you about this, and I'm just trying to.
It's for me to be sitting in here, yeah, you're trying to eliminate, but, to go from one story to all of a sudden now it's black people involved, being the only one in the building,
Yeah.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I know I had nothing to do with it.
Sure. Okay. What do you know about DNA?
Nothing.
Nothing?
So.
And you let them take a swab from you
Yeah.
to match against DNA.
Yeah.
How would you feel if I told you that your DNA matches DNA that we found on Mindy's body?
The detective just told Mo that his DNA was found under the fingernails of a dead woman. Watch his response. He doesn't ask, how is that possible? He doesn't say, There must be a mistake. He says, I'd like it wasn't true. Not, it isn't true. I'd be like it wasn't true. That's not denial. That's distancing. He's describing how he would react to this news, as if he's watching himself from the outside. An innocent man doesn't narrate his own reaction. He has one.
I'd be like, that wasn't true, so I know I wasn't there, so.
Okay. DNA is pretty specific.
Mm-hmm.
Down to millions of people.
Yeah, I understand that.
And somewhere along the line, Mindy scratched the person that attacked her. Do you have any fresh scratches on you or anything?
From Wednesday? No. From after Wednesday? Yeah.
Okay,
My
like
wife
where
can-
do you have scratches?
On my arm and right here. This happened Thursday, this happened Friday. And my
Okay.
wife can verify it, because she,
What about any other scratches that you have on you anywhere?
No.
Nothing on your head or,
I shave, I mean,
yeah, like on your neck or your face or
No.
anything like that?
nothing.
Well, I'm serious about this now.
And I
And
understand. I understand.
we're in a bind here. Your DNA is matching what we found on her, under her fingernails.
I don't know how my DNA was under her fingernails.
Okay, you didn't have any contact with her that day at all?
No.
Or not for
no.
10 days, you said?
At least 10 days.
Yeah,
When I helped her upstairs.
okay, your DNA is under her fingernails. You reacted to the belt on her neck. You haven't been completely honest
So
with me
what
about, you haven't
okay.
been completely honest with me about your background, because I probably know some things about you that you haven't told other people. You've been through this before, Mo. Not exactly like this, but
Mm.
you worked with the system enough where, the only thing that's really gonna help you out here is to cut your losses.
Well, I had nothing to do with her death. I know that.
Nothing at all.
Nothing.
Okay.
My background, okay, yeah. I can,
You didn't tell me the truth on all that.
as
did
far as my military past, no, I didn't.
you? Okay.
But I mean, and as you said, I didn't tell nobody that. Nobody really knows that.
Uh-huh.
But as my military past, that's, yeah, I'll admit to that, but
Okay.
I had nothing to do with her death, no.
Were you there when she was killed?
No, I was not.
No. The DNA, the polygraph here, I can maybe argue with. A lot of people don't agree with or believe in polygraph. The chief here doesn't believe in polygraph. And
This
sometimes.
is the first time I ever took one,
Okay,
so
yeah,
I
yeah,
have no clue
Yeah,
about it.
and there are times I wonder about the results too. But when we get DNA back, Bo, and it says, this is the person that it matches, this person out of so many million, we can't argue with that, Mo. Plus, I'm gonna let you in on something else here.
That's fine.
The DNA that they brought up, it also matches the DNA that was found on a girl that was assaulted 2 years ago in Fargo.
Okay. 2 years ago in Fargo?
Yep, in 2004. During the time period you were in Fargo.
Well, what is it? I know I didn't do it.
Mo, everybody says you're a good guy. The people that work with you, everybody around here loves you. Sometimes we just do stupid things. Whether we're drinking or doing dope or whatever, or we get caught up in something that we don't intend to do. And you had some problems in the past, I understand that, but you've also not been in trouble for a while.
Yeah, you're right.
You just got a new wife. She's pregnant. People make mistakes, Mo.
I didn't make this mistake, so.
Mo, I know you're gonna sit there and tell me that, but as I said, the polygraph, I can dismiss that. The DNA, I can't. I have to find, you tell me then, how did scrapings or your skin get under her fingernails? How could that have happened?
You tell me. I know nothing about DNA. I know I wasn't there.
The only way it could have gotten there, Mo, was through contact. And what I was getting with about Mindy, I know she's, we found out that she's probably gone out with quite a few guys. And I don't think anybody would blame you if you had tried taking her out or anything, or were having some type of relationship with her.
It didn't happen. I never tried to take her out, never.
Okay. Were you up in her apartment at all, other than the one time the 10 days ago?
No. I wasn't.
So there isn't gonna be, you know what trace evidence is? Trace evidence is little pieces of hair, little pieces of clothing particles, and anything, things like that end up on a body. They transfer from one person to the other.
Yeah.
And are we gonna find any of trace evidence, trace particles from you on her body? We already got DNA.
You shouldn't know. You want my clothes? They're probably still sitting in the dirty clothes hamper.
Where would they be at?
Right. Parents' house. We just moved them from the apartment to the thing in the hamper.
Okay, what were you wearing that day?
Blue shorts and a white tank top. So.
Mo, I'm only doing this because you're a fellow law enforcement person,
Mm-hmm.
but you need to cut your losses here.
There is no losses to cut.
Yes, there are. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not lying to you here. You were in trouble here.
Okay, well, what's our next step? I mean, because you can talk to me till you turn blue in the face. I know I didn't do nothing. I can talk to you till I turn blue in the face. You're gonna go off of what you gotta do, and I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
Okay.
So I know I didn't do nothing. So now what do we do?
Well, I think there's gonna be somebody else that's gonna wanna talk to you.
And that's fine.
And
So do I need to tell come pick up the kid, the truck? Or?
yeah, we'll take care of that in a little bit. What we're gonna do here, what I'm trying to do is give you a break. And right now, or try and convince you that you need to do whatever you can to help yourself. But you've been through the system enough. You know how judges are. If somebody comes in and says, yeah, I screwed up, they take that into account. If somebody sits there and says, I didn't have anything to do with it, when there's overwhelming evidence against them, the judge does not take kindly to that. You're gonna have to decide which is best for you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yep. So
And again, that's as somebody that's in law enforcement. I can't make you help yourself.
I understand that.
I guess what you're gonna have to think about is what you're gonna be leaving here. You got a wife and a kid on the way. And they're gonna go through a certain amount of embarrassment too. And I think you know that. You wanna talk to me about it all?
There's nothing to talk about.
Okay, all right. Okay, if you change your mind, I'd be willing to talk to you again.
Okay.
All right?
So can I call her or?
Yeah, we'll get you a phone call here. Hang tight. Is, Ledoux around? Ledoux? This is Detective Ledoux from the Fargo Police Department. He indicates he doesn't have anything to do with this or doesn't want to talk to us. I don't know if you want to talk to him about
Sure.
your issue.
Good one.
Yeah, no.
Detective Ledoux, Fire Police Department. I'm here to talk to you about when these guys took your DNA sample.
Mm-hmm.
I was working, and it was put in the national database. It's called CODOS. I suppose you're aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
What happened there was we got a hit on your DNA that matched the DNA of an assault that happened in Fargo, North Dakota in 2004. Okay, and we got you placed in this building at that time. What I need to talk to you about, because with my situation, I don't know if all the situation is going in here, but with Fargo, I mean, there's no question that you were responsible for what she alleges is an assault.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this happened at number 11 12th Street North in Fargo. Okay. I know your mom lives in Fargo?
My mom was in Fargo on University.
Okay. Did you lived there for a while in Fargo?
In 2004, I had just got there, so
Okay.
I'm
And you
not
were-
exactly sure when you're talking about.
Okay. It was in June of 2004. I know it's a long time, it's hard to remember. But anyway, the DNA matches with the DNA that these guys took from you. And it's a national database, and then it kicks it out to me. My situation is there's no question that you were involved in this, but I want to know because there's two sides to every story about what happened here. This was a gal, is probably, you're familiar with in Moorhead?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what I believe had happened is that you met her there and you took her to this and had sex, of course, with her. Now my question is to you, because the way I work is exactly, there's two sides to every story.
Mm-hmm.
Was this a consensual act? And she was like 21 years old, had short brown hair? Okay.
I mean, I want to say okay, yeah, but I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't want to say yeah to something that.
Did you have friends that lived, it's downtown building, and there's actually 3 buildings, but it's one apartment complex. When you walk in, there's a big common area. I think they got a pool outside, and then there's like an area, B building, a C building, and an A building. Okay, and it's downtown Fargo.
Okay.
All right.
I'll agree with you, I guess, because I really don't remember.
When you were in Fargo, did you ever have sex with somebody?
In Fargo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Do you remember when? This wasn't a girlfriend. This was just,
it might have happened a couple of times that I picked somebody up, and
okay.
so.
I know it's hard to remember, but she was there, she left with you.
They probably all know me there. I was a regular. I left with
Okay,
several different people there.
okay. Her name was,
If I don't remember the incident, I sure ain't gonna remember her name.
okay. But it is possible, well, it is.
Yeah, it could be
It
possible.
did happen because you can't get away with the DNA, that's possible.
It's possible that, I left with, I probably can name a couple that I've left with,
Okay, At-
yeah, through,
okay.
it wasn't a uncommon thing for me to leave with somebody.
And where would you go? Did you bring them to your mom's to have the court?
Oh, never. I've never went to my mom, but I might have went to her place, my place, or.
This was not her place. So I just want to take her to a friend's house.
It could be a friend's house. It could have been a party up there.
Do you know
Nah.
last name ring a bell at all? Can you go get my list? But that might jog your memory a little bit. It's one. She's and of course she's claiming that it was an assault. And I'm saying, well, some of her reactions aren't quite exactly right. And I said, well, of course we can find, you did not live in this building, but I'm thinking that maybe you had a friend that lived there. He said, well, I'm not gonna take her to mom's house, so I'll just stop at house, and she wants it, and I want it, and we'll have sex. And then, of course, afterwards, she's going, I got a boyfriend, I better say something, I was right. All right. And I'm just trying to jog your memory.
when this all happened, I mean,
Thank you. Okay, let me run some names by you.
as far as I know,
Yeah,
names,
this is the building that.
God.
I know.
it'd probably be first names if anything.
Oh,
I don't remember last names. So.
how about?
It doesn't sound familiar.
Were you any friends with any like Bosnian that you knew of?
I might have been one or two. I mean,
Okay, do you know?
we hung out. Hey, I mean,
Okay.
but
Do you remember that?
But I mean, I know I've left a few times and went to people's who had parties, or you know, if I was with a girl or a female, you know, we went to parties. You know, where are we going? Where's the after party? That was always a thing. Where's the after party? Oh, over here. You know, let's go over here.
Okay. Let me try to explain the room. She said that the room is just a mattress on the floor with no sheets on it, just a mattress cover.
Haven't been to no just a mattress cover. I mean, any place I've been, there was always a bed and.
Did you ever have a friend's house, like, hey, anytime you want to crash here, Mo, you can crash here, here's my keys. If you want
Well, no, it wasn't that I had a key. I mean, they might have been home, you know. And like I said, if it was after, if I went anywhere, it was because somebody was having a party, you know, hey, come over here.
I'm sorry about that. Okay. And you think you've left a couple times with girls and had sex?
Quite a few times.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
but I know I've never assaulted anybody.
So you're saying that this is very possible, but if it was,
Yeah,
it was
it's
consensual.
possible. I mean, and I can't deny that because, you know, that's how I was back then.
Something just shifted. For the past hour, Mo has denied everything. No contact with Mindy, never been in her apartment, no idea how his DNA got there. But the Fargo detective just told him his DNA also matches a sexual assault from 2004. And suddenly, Mo is talking. Not confessing, but admitting he used to pick up women at bars and take them to friends' apartments. He's trying to explain away the Fargo DNA as consensual, but in doing so, he's showing the detectives exactly who he is. A man who takes women to places they've never been and does things he doesn't want to talk about. He's giving them motive without realizing it.
It is very possible, but it was not an assault.
Right.
I know that because I don't need to assault anybody.
Okay. So it'd be very possible that we had your DNA from somebody who had sex with you in Fargo.
Yeah, it's possible.
Okay. Give me a rough estimate of when you were in Fargo, you know, how many girls did you have?
In 2004.
Yeah. Or how long did you live in Fargo? How long did you live in Fargo?
It's hard to say because I came to Fargo one time and I was only there a week and a half, and I left for maybe 6 months and came back to Fargo.
Okay, and then how long?
And then I was there up till now, until I just moved to Valley City.
Okay.
So I mean, as count how many girls I slept with, I'm gonna say 15 roughly.
Okay.
I'll just, you know.
That would be in Fargo.
Yeah.
But none was an assault.
No, never.
Okay. If I showed you a picture, would it?
It's possible, but I
Okay.
mean, 2004 was a long time ago. I can barely remember last week.
Do they have capabilities to get Minnesota driver's license here? Because I didn't bring a picture of her. Talk to Jeff. remember her, but I didn't assault her. Okay.
Well, I can tell you now I didn't assault her.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I didn't assault nobody.
So when did you move to Valley City?
Just recent, last year. Actually, this year.
What month? You remember?
I'd say February.
So February of 2006.
Yeah.
Okay. So up to then you were in Fargo probably, except for a week and a half, and you left for 6 months. Where'd you go in the 6 months?
I moved to Rochester, Minnesota, and then Texas, and then back to Fargo. And then at one point I was back in Washington. So I mean,
Yeah, I know it's, but just kind of stick with these names and just see if anyone brings it
I mean,
up.
last name just I'm not gonna know last name because I didn't. I mean, might look familiar. I think I went to school with her,
Okay.
but I mean,
Do you remember what he looked like? It was
like heavy set white guy. I think. football
Okay,
player.
yeah, that's probably it, because he is a big heavyset white guy.
Yeah.
I got a picture of him.
I might even remember
Okay.
that. But
Of course, I didn't bring anything in here with me. And where'd you go to school with him?
maybe.
Okay. Did he ever live in Fargo?
I think he moved to Fargo.
Okay.
Sounds familiar. That's too.
When you were in Fargo, I stayed at Pond.
For a while. And then
And he has a mailing address.
Yes.
Okay. So there's went to no more.
Yeah. No more. I mean, there's a lot of places.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying that's who.
No, I know.
Okay.
But yeah, heavy set white guy, glasses.
Not when.
Yeah.
I didn't see him.
Did you have classes with him or?
He's on the football team.
Okay. I know we'll probably not. I'm gonna see if I can get that picture of him. Just somebody needs to grab my notebook in there. I need my notebook in there. It's the brown one with all those is on it. Yep, be the one, thank you. Okay. This is one you like to go on. Well, it'd be easy enough to check, cause I could just call and see if you. What years were you in?
I'm gonna say 2004.
Okay.
2004 to 2005, I was thinking.
No. I just wanted to, have an opportunity to talk to you about this, because she made some allegations and obviously did have sexual contact with her, because you can't get drawn with DNA. So, and I work as two sides to every story. Of course, we always have a lot of false accusations, and some are actually, quite accurate. No. So did they explain all the other things they wanted to talk to you about today on this city thing?
Who knows?
Did you talk to Dale as well?
The
Yeah.
polygraph, yeah.
Okay. What did he talk to you about? I mean, what did he say? I have no idea.
He said I reacted to a question, so.
Okay.
But
And what, do you remember what the question was?
about what she was strangled with or something.
Okay.
But obviously he didn't say nothing about the rest of the questions, just that one question.
Okay.
So I don't know.
I hate to bother you anymore, but I'm still gonna go see if, I know I brought those pictures. Oops.
Can you possibly find out if I'm gonna be able to call and make sure that it gets picked up?
Sure.
And, get or whatever.
Okay.
Or I can use my phone if it's possible.
Okay. Just 1 second, I wanna check, cause it's kinda there.
Gotcha.
So I wanna just go back for a second. No, okay, let's go ahead. Are you still?
Well, why don't you go ahead and get whatever you need, and I'll just sit here with them and tell you later. Okay. You doing okay there?
Yeah, I'm just fine.
Okay, need anything to drink?
No, but I would like to let you know where I'm at.
Okay, we'll take care of that, okay?
Well, she gets off at 5:30.
She's off at 5:30?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's going on? I've seen better days.
Yeah.
You mind if
I gotta tell you, these guys come in. And when I heard this, I thought, no way. And guess what? They sat down and they kind of told me what they had.
Mm-hmm.
And they came up with
I know I did. I mean, it's not no, chances are, I know I did. So,
You know that, I don't know what they told you. You know that they got DNA.
that's what he said. He said they found DNA. Okay. How, I don't know, but
Where, do you know, there's no other explanation based upon what I saw today.
you seen the DNA result,
Yeah.
and that makes me 100% guilty, right?
Yeah. Mo.
If you, I mean,
I'm trying to be a friend.
and,
You know,
and I
me-
understand that, and I can't, knock you for trying to do your job, but I know I didn't have nothing to do with that.
You know what's going to happen is these guys are going to come in and they're going to say, they're going to try to make you out. To be
Yeah, they're
some-
gonna try to
some-
make me out some criminal, and I understand
Right.
that, and I know I'm not.
Do we got an explanation of what happened?
We not as far as her
Well,
death.
we got to figure out something. How do you think it got there?
I couldn't even explain to you how I got there. I mean,
Do you realize that?
if I had something to do with it, do you think I would volunteer everything? Yeah, I'll come and give you DNA. I'll come
you
and
know
give
what?
you
And that's what I said at the beginning too. I said, and I still say, Mo was a great guy, but when I saw this, I thought, oh no.
When he said it, I was just like,
hmm
you know,
So what do you think we can do to get through this hurdle and get?
uh,
They're going to come in here and they're going to say you're
Yeah,
the
they're-
badass.
and they're they can say whatever they want,
Yeah.
but they're not gonna find nobody else to say, yeah, he's that badass.
Yeah,
And
but you know that's going to happen.
yeah, I know that. I guarantee.
What are we
you.
going to do? Is there something that happened that it wasn't as bad?
No, it was. I wasn't there. I didn't do it. I mean, I can't put myself there.
You know, I wish I could say I believe you, but more.
You only can go off of what your
I
DNA evidence,
right.
and
And
I
you
guarantee
know what?
you that's the only thing you're going off of. I didn't have nothing to do with her death.
Okay.
I can.
There's. I was surprised with what I saw today. I was more. How do you think it would get there?
Your guess is as good as mine.
No ideas at all.
None.
What are we gonna do, Mo?
That's what I asked him. What's the next step? I don't know. You can portray me as this.
You know what? I'm not doing
I'm
anything.
not.
It's those guys.
I'm not saying you personally.
Mhm.
I'm just generalizing. If they,
But
I'll just say they.
They're gonna say.
They're gonna say I'm whatever. I mean, I know
They're
I'm
gonna
not.
say you're vicious. That you're a cold-hearted bastard killer.
Who just woke up one morning and said I'm gonna do this, right?
That's what they're gonna say. How can we explain it?
How can you explain I'm not?
You can't explain you're not. No, I'm
Am-
sorry.
Am I a vicious person at work?
No.
Am I a vicious person at home?
But-
Am I a vicious person in the community?
That's what they're gonna say. Yes, you are.
Well,
Well,
I'll just say bring two people to say I'm vicious. You
And
can't.
you know what they'd say? I wish we could bring Mindy Morgenstern right here to
And
say.
if she says I'm a vicious person, then and if she says I'm not a vicious
Mo-
person, then what?
I don't want to get into the did you do it or not, because I saw enough today to say, oh Jesus,
Okay, well, that's your opinion too.
it's more than an opinion, it's science.
Okay. Then,
But-
then we gotta go to the next step, like I told her.
You know,
I mean,
and
you can talk to your blue in the face, I can talk to some blue in the face. It's not gonna make a difference. I know
but can we,
It's no what. There's
You
no
know
other
what?
way. I don't know what to do. I don't know the next step. So
well, this is going to get blown way out of proportion.
It is. It already is. For me to be sitting right here, it already is.
No, I can't. That part, I wish I could say I believe you didn't do it, but I know based on what I've seen today.
Okay, well, that's your opinion.
And Mo, it's not my opinion. I wish it were my opinion, but it's not. It's not.
Well, I mean, we got to do what we got to do then. I mean,
How do you think it could have got there?
I have no clue. You know what? I don't know.
We got to come up with something, or they're gonna rake you over the coals, Mo.
Well, I mean,
Well, what did you guys?
nothing I can-
Let's just take a step back for a moment, okay? Let's just kind of walk through. Did something happen between you two?
No, never.
Never?
No.
Mo, I think you gotta, you know it's not good. They come in here and they told us, Mr. Big, get out of our way. We're gonna take over.
Well, I mean, they're gonna
And
do what they want to do.
and I gotta tell you, they did a good job.
All right.
So what do you think we can do?
I don't know. Can I make a phone call? I just want to contact and let her know I'm up here and
You know,
have her get.
you know what? We probably could take care of that.
You
but-
keep telling me that.
Well,
She gets off at 5:30. Which is what time?
it's only it's past 5:30.
Still in the dispatch?
You know what? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying.
You know.
That's all I'm asking.
You know,
Get in touch
but
with her.
You know what? I'm sure they're taking care of that. Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what we can do.
There's really nothing else we can do then.
Sorry about that. Well, there's got to be something we can do to help you.
That's the only thing you can help me with right now. Get in contact with her. Have her come get the car or whatever.
Tell you what, though. Shit, I'm just gonna go see if I can find somebody to do that. Contact them
She was at work. She
Okay.
got off at 5:30, but I don't know.
and to pick up.
Or can you see if she's still in there?
Well, I'll just have them pick her up. Okay, I'll be right back.
Yeah. I don't know. It doesn't, from what I mean, I don't really know him personally, but I went to school with him. He was on a football team. But I mean, he could be him.
Do you remember staying at his place or anything? In Fargo? Could be.
Well, no, I didn't. If it was the one I knew, I'd never stayed at his place.
I'd like to talk to you a little bit about this other situation that's going on, because we've had a lot of developments, and I know you don't want to talk about it, but just try to hear me out.
I mean,
Okay.
listen.
And I know they talked to you about the DNA that we found with her that matches yours.
Mhm.
Okay, and there's no way to get around that. It's obviously that you were there. And how, I don't know, have you been to skills school? Or have you been to the academy yet or anything like
No.
that? Have you had any experience on how trace evidence goes? How
No.
blood can transfer from one person to another, and no matter how much you clean it off, it's gonna be in there. And we're
Okay.
gonna be doing search warrants today on all these places. You could have been in there and washed your hands or whatever, and we're gonna find trace evidence from her. Now, how are we gonna explain that?
It's not gonna happen because she's not.
It
It's not. I wasn't there. She wasn't
let's say,
there.
for
So.
example, we do find trace evidence from her, because there was quite a bit of blood at the scene. It always gets transferred. You know how much blood we need for
You're right.
DNA? pin drop.
Okay, well,
And it's
Good
not
luck
gonna
in
be in
finding
your
it.
place. I mean, if we do,
No,
this
but-
is your chance, man. How are you gonna explain, let's say, to your wife, your kids, your family, you go, and we gotta go back and tell them, we proved this up, we found evidence here, we found evidence there, we've got his DNA. How's that gonna look when they go, he didn't show any remorse? No. Dale and I both say, here, we're giving you an opportunity to tell us about what happened.
and I appreciate the
And a lot of
opportunity.
things can happen, like I talked to you before, there's two sides of every story, right?
What are
Maybe
you
went
talking,
in
you
there-
talking about this, or are you talking
Well, I'm
about?
talking about the thing in Valley City.
Oh,
I mean, this is gonna happen, this is gonna
That's
happen,
fine,
and we're
I
gonna
mean-
put this all together, and we wanna know what type of person you are. Do you have any feelings about what happened here? Maybe you were intoxicated, maybe
it's
you
a-
were high,
I don't drink,
Maybe.
I don't do,
okay? Maybe
of
there's.
course, it's
some-
a very bad thing that happened, and
Uh-huh.
for it to happen in
And
the
you
building I
seem
live-
like a person that, if this would happen, or we can explain what happened. That there's no question about it right now, that you were involved in this.
Okay,
And you have to tell us what type of person you are. Here's what happened, here's why I went there. There's absolutely, things got out of hand. Looks like she was gonna come at me, so I was defending myself. Whatever happened? Well, because there's no question that you were involved in this.
okay,
You know, and then when we put it together, and then the state's attorney or who's ever in charge and the judge and all that, they're gonna ask us, how did Mo react to this? And we say, we gotta go back and tell them, this guy doesn't care at all what he did. Or would we rather go back and say, he's taken responsibility for what he did? Now, how's that?
if I did it, I would take the responsibility for it,
Okay.
but I know I didn't do it, so it's, I mean, yeah, it's a very bad thing to happen, and I felt bad when it happened, but as far as me having involvement in it, I didn't do it. So,
You're not being honest with us here.
okay.
You know, both us and Dale and I have had tons of training, and we know when somebody's not being truthful. What we do like to know is why things happen. It's obvious to us, and I'm gonna be brutally honest with you here. You're not being honest with what happened.
Okay,
And then you're gonna have to explain to your family and all that about, I didn't show any remorse. I didn't take any responsibility. It's time to take some responsibility for this. It's gonna be we're gonna find the trace evidence, we've already got the DNA evidence.
okay, well,
We're
find
gonna
it,
have it, you know,
find it, I mean, like I told, I mean, we haven't washed clothes, I can tell you exactly where my clothes are at, they're in the laundry basket. And you find anything on there, you know,
Well, here's the deal. You know we're gonna have to do some other things. As you keep asking, what's the next step, or what are we gonna do next? You know, there's probably things we're gonna have to do. We're gonna be doing search warrants. And we're gonna be doing search warrants at different places, you know, your old apartment.
Old apartment.
Your in-laws' place, wherever we think we need to go. You can help us make it a lot easier on us and also on them. Especially on the family. And we don't think that you're a bad person. We think something happened there. This isn't something that Mo Gibbs goes out and does every day. You know, he's not a cold-blooded killer or anything like that. But we need your help a little bit here too, Mo.
I can't help you with what happened with her.
Can your family help us?
Do you think they're involved in it?
I don't know. That's something.
no.
We're gonna have to look at, Mo.
You can look at it however you want to. Do what you gotta do. I didn't do this.
no, I'm gonna, again, be honest. There's absolutely no question that you did.
Okay.
We're being honest.
So then it shouldn't be no more further discussion then.
No, but we don't wanna take you to jail and just go, well, here,
That's
go to
the
the
next
state's attorney.
thing. Obviously that's
Obviously,
the next
that's gonna
right.
happen.
Yeah,
But
that's
do-
gonna happen.
But when we
obviously.
tell the people, and we tell her family, do we tell the judge, we tell the state's attorney, we gave him this
You
opportunity.
gave, and I appreciate this opportunity, but I didn't do it. So, you gotta do what you gotta do, and I'll sit and wait until you so-called.
I've talked to so many people about this.
And
that
they
when
said
it
I did
happens-
it.
No,
Oh,
no,
I was
I'm
gonna
talking to
say.
people. And then when it comes time, when they go to the front of that judge front of that jury,
And say
in front of
Mo is
that
a vicious
family,
person, right?
in front of their family,
They're gonna
and
say
they
Mo's a
go,
vicious
God
person."
dang it, Jim, I wish I would've talked to you then, because now you can't help me out at all. I said, no, this is your chance, Mo. This is your chance to help yourself out, help the family out. We don't wanna go back and say, Mo's a cold-blooded killer, because we don't think that. We're gonna say, here, we talked to Mo, we gave him, and this is very difficult to do, I understand that. It's very difficult to do. But if you honestly think about that, this is gonna happen, you're gonna be charged with this. Look, you're an intelligent person, right?
I understand all
You're an
that.
intelligent person. Okay, just look at it this way. Okay. I go before the judge, I talk to Dale, I talk to everybody involved with this. Did you give him an opportunity to talk to you about what happened? Yes, we did. And what did he tell you? He said, I don't talk to you, I don't do anything. Now we go before
Is
the
that what I
judge. Now this is-
said? Did I say that?
no.
I'm
So and now
telling
we
you, I
get,
had
we
no-
would rather go, you know, Your Honor, state's attorney, family, yes, we talked to him, and this is what happened, and he's absolutely so remorseful about what happened. It's a terrible thing. He took responsibility for what he did. Okay, you're an intelligent person. What's gonna happen to one person that doesn't say anything or the other one takes responsibility? Who's gonna get consideration? Who's gonna get any consideration? You're a smart person. Who's gonna get some consideration? The person that takes some responsibility or the other one that says, I didn't do it, and then it proves that it is you? Who's gonna get, just think that logically, who's gonna get the consideration? Just answer me, I mean, you're a smart person,
It'd be the person who
takes
takes
responsibility.
responsibility
Right.
for what they did.
And this is your
what
position
they
you're,
did.
yeah, and this is your position you're in right now. So help yourself out. I don't wanna come back and see you later on and go, God dang it, Jim, I wish I would've talked to you. I wish I would've told you. Cause right now, I'm
You
looking at
won't.
this, you know,
If I did it, I'd take responsibility for it.
Well, what do you think's the worst thing that's gonna happen?
Couldn't tell you. I guess I'll cross that bridge when it gets there. I'm taking it
Have you-
step by step.
Have you ever been through anything like this before?
As far as what?
Being accused of anything like this?
A murder?
Or attempted murder or anything like that?
Yeah, I have.
Okay, how did that come about?
I went to prison. To be honest with you, it was a military thing I was telling you about.
How'd that come about though?
Because of friends. It was a drive-by shooting. Because I was sticking up for friends. 19 years old.
And that's it, that's what you were talking about earlier when you said the assaulting that you went to the Marine
Yes.
Corps?
Yes.
Okay. Did anybody get killed there or anything?
No.
Okay, how bad was the person hurt?
They were shot. I mean, but it wasn't
They weren't killed?
life-threatening.
Oh, they were shot.
Yeah, they were shot.
Okay, were you by yourself on that?
No. There was 2 other people with me. I was the only one who went to prison.
Was that, were you involved in gang stuff back there?
Yes, I was.
Okay, which gang were you involved in? How'd you get involved with that?
Growing
Some-
up
something
growing up in the
that
streets of
area?
California, yeah.
That area? It's probably not something you're real proud of, right? Is it?
No, it isn't. But I accepted my responsibility
Yeah.
for what I did, and
Yeah.
I did my time. And
When is the last time you had any association or any contact with anybody? Are you done with?
that was after that. It was it.
Okay.
Over and done with.
That was it.
That was it. And I was in the gang before I turned 18. Joined the military. After that incident, it was nothing after that.
Did you join the military to get away from that stuff?
That was part of it. It was
Or did you have a choice?
I didn't
Join the
really have a
military?
choice.
Join the
Join or
military.
go here,
Or
so-
go to jail?
Yeah,
Yeah, one of those, okay. Was military good for you though?
obviously not.
Well, evidently not.
No, I mean, you take a young kid off the streets and throw him in the military. So, I didn't handle authority too well back then.
But evidently something's changed, turned around with you.
Oh yeah, I grew up in prison. I got out in '99. Haven't been in trouble since.
Why is that?
It's because I know better. I know right from wrong.
You've evidently decided that you wanna make some type of life for yourself, cause
That's right.
you know, you are trying to settle down, and I know you were married once before.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, and I'm sure she loves you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How is she gonna handle this?
Same way I'm handling it. Just believe.
Could you, is there anything you could do to make it easier on her?
No. Sit here and wait till you guys try to piece this together. That's all I can do. I can talk to, like I told you, I can talk till I'm blue in the face. But I'll sit here until you put whatever you gotta do together.
Would you like us to come back and talk to you once it's all together?
Sure. I would love it.
You know, let's just say we go to your place or your in-laws in your cars, and let's say, okay, we find a minute drop of blood from Mindy. Then we have to explain that.
Okay.
Would you be willing to talk to us if we
Sure.
come back?
And what if you don't find nothing? You
Would
still
like
like to talk to me?
Sure, I'll talk to you either way.
That's fine.
You know.
Dude, I mean, my truck is right out there.
Yeah. And I told her that too. You know, we're always here. If you wanna talk to us, we're willing to do that. And again, just because you were involved in law enforcement, that's maybe why we're taking a little extra time with you, trying to get you to understand, you know, the position you're in.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it also reflects on us, okay? And what we would like to say is that a fellow law enforcement officer made a mistake, but he also admitted.
So why not say a fellow officer was accused and then found not guilty? So you were saying you already just got in your mind that, yeah.
Well, you don't know a lot about DNA, do you?
I can care less about DNA.
Well, DNA is what is the new thing right now. That is the thing that
Okay.
solves the crimes for us, because DNA evidence is indisputable. You can't argue with it, because they're going to come in and say, you know, this DNA was under, this person's DNA was under her fingernails, and there's only one in 900 million people that have that type of DNA. And it's not something that we can dispute and say, oh, no, they're wrong. It's that accurate, Mo.
Okay.
You know, and what I'm asking you, and this is mainly for your wife and your kid that's on the way in, that make it easier on them.
Anything else?
No, I don't have anything else. Just sit there and relax a little bit.
Did you, can you explain how our DNA got on?
Can't explain it.
Explain.
No.
Getting back to the Fargo. Sheila familiar?
Not really.
Maybe.
I mean, blonde. I mean.
Well, yeah, I know. Good.
I mean, and you know, I can't say for sure. You know, I mean, it's possible. If she says she met me and left from, you know, it's possible. But I mean, did it happen just one time? Did I only see her one time?
That's what she said.
That we only seen each other one time,
One
and
time.
it's possible. It happened a few times that I picked somebody up at the bar and went somewhere. But I know for a fact that I've never assaulted anybody. I never had to just take anything. So.
Well, there's probably going to be some charges on that too. So you got a lot to think about right now. Yeah. That's it. it's a very important decision you need to decide right now. And that's basically to help yourself. And I think if you really think about this hard enough, you can make the right decision on what to do here, Mo. I really believe that you can make the right decision. It's just not gonna dispute the DNA. It's there. No matter how much you clean up, how much of this, we're gonna find trace evidence.
Find it. That's what
You know.
okay, if you're gonna find it, you're gonna find
You
it.
know, remember the blue cloth that was around, you know? You remember the blue cloth in her
For
apartment?
what?
In her apartment. Okay.
What blue cloth?
The blue cloth. Alright. Always, no matter what, even, it's, you know how much hair follicles. I'm trying to educate here.
You can, I
Find her
mean,
hair follicles.
that's fine, I
In
mean,
your apartment. What, just, how would we explain that?
if you don't, how are you gonna explain that?
I didn't say it wasn't there, but I'm just saying,
Okay,
if it's
so-
there, how we can explain it? I mean, if we come back and talk to you and say, well, this is the actual fact, this is what we found. This is what we found.
I'd be just as shocked, so.
We'll be back to talk. We'll let you know.
Could you stand up, please, and put your hand behind your back? We have an arrest warrant for the murder of Mindy Morgenstern. Okay. There's your copy. We have a search warrant for you. So we'll do that.
Thanks.
Down.
My stuff is right there on my sweatshirt.
Ask you any questions, please.
Okay, now what? Let me just wait a second more. Did you take care of that one? Okay. My stuff is sitting in that corner over there. My keys, I don't know.
Where are they at?
Right there.
Okay.
My sweatshirt and that's
We'll take care of it, okay? Did you get scratched?
Do what?
Did you get scratched?
Did I get scratched when?
By her?
I had nothing to do with it, so
Who did?
I don't know.
You didn't. Somehow she scratched him off. Huh?
If you say so.
Well,
I
do you
can
got any scratches on you?
I do, but not
Where?
from that day.
Whereabouts?
On my hands right here.
What happened?
This one over here happened Thursday.
What happened? What's it?
I was moved on.
Right
this
there?
way up.
Oh, what happened there?
That happened Thursday when I was moving.
Uh-huh.
This
What
one?
happened? What happened when you...
I was like packing stuff in boxes. And this one on this side right here, I
Let's
can't.
see. Well,
no,
let
I
me see.
can't really.
I just want to look. You don't mind, do you?
No.
I don't.
That happened Friday in Fargo,
Uh-huh.
and I was put in a car seat. You can ask my wife.
Do you know what you cut yourself? You know what? If we can show what you cut yourself on, when
I
you
don't know
moved,
exactly what it was.
What do you think it was?
I was packing boxes, dude. I'm not sure.
So, what do you think? How do you think this happened?
I don't know. So
We're gonna have to think of something.
well, you think of it and let me know.
Well, you know what? That's kind of looks like the way where we're at.
Well, that's where we're at. Then.
Yeah. You don't know what you cut yourself on though?
I'm not sure. I just know it happened that day. I was moving. So I explained it. I even told my wife, I had a Band-Aid on it.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, this just happened. I was moving. And then this one happened Friday night. We're in Fargo. So
Okay. And your wife was with when you cut?
she was waiting on both of them.
Mhm.
So
What are we gonna do about what they found there?
I don't worry.
The DNA on her. What I was told, well, I'm gonna be honest, what I was told is they found DNA under her fingernails.
Okay. I mean, you can keep talking to me until you turn blue. I keep telling you.
But
I didn't
That's
do
gonna
it.
be a hard one to say. I wasn't there. I wasn't even near her. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand totally what you're saying. Like he said, he's gonna put the rest of it together. So
You know what? They're done.
okay, well they're done. So I guess we'll figure out when it comes to the end. That's all I can say.
Well, do you know what box you were loading? To see if there's.
I don't even remember now. I've been moving all week, all this week, when it happened, after it happened. So
They run. You know they got search warrants, don't you?
he told me that. Yeah,
They got search warrants for everywhere.
they can search everywhere. I even told them where my clothes are. We haven't washed.
If there's any trace evidence whatsoever, we gotta get a story for that.
Okay, so like I asked him, what if there's not? See what I'm saying?
You
Nobody
know-
wants to answer that question.
Well, in my experience, there's always trace evidence. Okay,
All right,
there is.
all right. We'll leave it at that. You got more experience than I got.
Well, do you realize how serious this is?
I'm in handcuffs. Obviously, it's serious.
We gotta find out. There's gotta be an explanation. There's gotta be an explanation. Is there a possibility something happened where?
No.
How did it get there?
Are we still just standing here for a reason? We're waiting.
No, actually,
It's nothing else I can say to you. I mean, I said what I had to say.
You don't seem too upset about this.
What can I do? I can yell, scream, and moan. It's not gonna make a difference. I'm still sitting here in handcuffs. I
Well, the thing is,
can
you
scream,
know,
yell, and moan, and get tased. I can scream, yell, and moan.
I just think you're making a mistake by not.
Okay, well,
That's-
because
if
I know-
something happened and you can say, you know what, this is what happened, and I was only protecting. I don't care. Something, not that I went in and I just butchered this gal. That's what they're gonna say out there.
You're right. You told me that
And
already.
you know what? If something happened and you had to defend yourself, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Something she said something that was totally uncalled for. I don't know what happened, but just to go in and kill this girl doesn't make sense to me. And I don't
And
see that from
thank
you.
you.
I don't see that from you.
At least one person is saying that.
But the evidence is saying
Okay. But the evidence has been wrong before, right?
not DNA.
Okay. Well.
You know what? A lot of people have gotten out of prison through DNA, but the same thing, DNA puts them in,
And
and you know that. But I wish there was something. anything for you to say, this is what happened.
And I wish I could too, but I can't, so.
Because it's gonna be a hard sell. No, I don't know. I don't know what to do with you. If I was hoping I could help you out, but I can't help you out. These guys are gonna do what they want to do.
And you're right, they're gonna do exactly what they wanna do.
You know what? We could set the record straight though.
There's no setting it straight.
I read the reports. But you know what? Do you think I would come in and say, Mo,
okay, you
Mo,
read
you
the
did it?
reports, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that.
Well. What time did you cut yourself?
This one was at night, I know that.
What time at night?
Probably around.
Alfonso Mo Gibbs was charged with first-degree murder and 7 counts of sexual assault, 6 against female inmates at the jail where he worked, 1 for the 2004 rape in Fargo. He pleaded guilty to the sexual assaults. The first murder trial deadlocked after 22 hours. The second jury found him guilty. Life in prison without parole. Before he was Mo Gibbs, he was Glendale Morgan Jr., gang member, drive-by shooting at 19, 5 years in prison. He changed his name, moved to North Dakota, got a badge, and became the person a small town trusted to keep them safe. He lived 1 floor below a 22-year-old college student who had never done anything to him. Mindy Morgenstern was a senior at Valley City State University. She coached kids basketball. She was the friend everyone called when they needed help. On the last night of her life, she fought back hard enough to trap the killer's DNA under her fingernails. She couldn't save herself, but she solved her own murder.